Crazy Rich Asians is based on a best-selling book, and this movie is on fire right now. It's been #1 at the box office for 3 weeks in a row. Crazy. And it stars an all-Asian cast, one of the few movies to do this that's not about martial arts. This movie is directed by Jon M. Chu, and I looked up his filmography, and I must say it is really ridiculous. He's directed 2 Justin Bieber documentary movies, as well as, not the initial movies, but the sequels to these movie series. So he directed Step Up 2, The Streets, Step Up 3D, G.I. Joe Retaliation, and Now You See Me 2. Most of these are garbage movies. My favorite one is probably Never Say Never, the Justin Bieber one. But let's not hold his past filmography against him. This movie's actually pretty good. I was not being sarcastic. I actually really like Never Say Never. Don't let the 1.6 IMDB score fool you. It's actually not a bad movie. So this movie has an all-Asian cast, which is very groundbreaking for today's day and age when it's not a martial arts movie. It's just a normal romantic comedy drama movie. And I've seen a lot of these actors in other movies and TV shows, so it's really great to see them on the big screen, sort of in a more prominent role than they would normally get. So in this movie, various faces I recognized from other things are Constance Yeoh from Fresh Off the Boat, Gemma from the AMC series Humans, Michelle Yeoh from Star Trek Discovery, Ken Jeong from Hangover, Jimmy-O Yang as Jin Yang on Silicon Valley, Ronny Chieng on The Daily Show, Nico Santos on Superstore. So yeah, these are people I've seen in so many things, so it was really cool to see them all mixed together in this movie. So Rachel and Nick fly over to Singapore to go to this wedding, and then we, through Rachel's eyes, we experience this whole fish out of water story of her experiencing this rich, lavish Singaporean lifestyle. The movie honestly comes across as kind of an infomercial for Singapore. You know, we see these great buildings, we see this beautiful scenery, we see this great street food that they're eating, and these mansions of the rich and famous. Now, I don't know how realistic this portrayal of Singapore is. I've never been, but it definitely comes across great in this movie, and it is fun to experience for sure. So the main confrontation in this movie is that, Rachel wants to be with Nick, and Nick wants to be with Rachel, but Nick is also heir to his family's business and fortune, and Nick's mother doesn't really approve of Rachel. The mom in this movie, played by Michelle Yeoh, is fantastic. She plays this great, overprotective mother, but very stern, very focused, kind of a hard ass. She really gives Rachel a hard time in this, and is kind of mean to her. She's kind of like an evil mother in this movie, but she comes at it from a good place. One thing that this movie does great is really leaning into that Asian culture and heritage, and it does so unapologetically. It doesn't care if American audiences understand everything that's happening. One famous scene that's getting a lot of buzz is the infamous mahjong scene between Rachel and her potential mother-in-law, and they're playing the game, and if you're an American viewer, you do not understand the complexities of the game that's happening, and there's lots of subtext that's going on in that game that we don't understand, and you kind of just have to go along for the ride and pick up what's happening through the way the characters are interacting with each other. So it's a really great scene. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some negatives with this movie. A few of them is that it is very cliche at times. It ends with an airport scene where the boyfriend has to go run on the plane and win back his girl. And there also are lots of over-the-top characters, such as, the gay friend. The character of Awkwafina is great. She's one of the characters I do like in this. Very funny, but then, her family members are a little bit too much, a little over the top. Ken Jeong, as well as her weird brother that's always staring and taking pictures of Rachel. There's also a scene on a cargo ship in international waters where the bachelor party is going to be held, and that was just a little bit too crazy. The movie was going a little bit too far with that. Before I wrap up this review, I wanted to give a shout out to the Asian version of the Coldplay song Yellow that they had in the movie. I can't help feel that was pandering to white audiences, but I liked it. This is a fun movie. I had a good time with it. It's great to see Asian actors and actresses get a more prominent role in Hollywood. I would give this movie an 8 out of 10.